Hey everyone, welcome back to the Modern Stacker. Today we're going to be talking about just doing a quick market video update. I'm not going to make this a very long video, but I wanted to just highlight some of the trends because I know there have been some YouTubers that have been posting some videos on this, and I just want to share my thoughts on trends. And first off, the whole conversation should be stemming around spot price and whether or not you're using this to your advantage to purchase, make any future, immediate or near future purchases at the best bang for your buck. I mean, that's the whole purpose of why precious metal collectors or stackers are even interested in spot price. Otherwise, why are we talking about it? that's the only reason we really care about it. It's just to know kind of what the going the price rate is for precious metals. So this is how I go about doing it. I use so TradingView is a platform that you can use to use charts. If you've been following me, you know we've talked about this quite a bit. But here is just a little pattern that I like to use to kind of help project. This is a prediction. Now, none of this is financial advice. This is purely just me sharing my wisdom. And I say wisdom very loosely here. This is just me sharing what I know and have been using historically to help make some of my own decisions. And I use this as a guideline to see whether or not tomorrow or even next week may be a better time to consider making a larger purchase, because I don't like to get fleeced. I don't like to spend more money than I have to. And this is a good way to do it. So what you can do is if you're comfortable drawing lines, you can go out to TradingView, create an account. It's free to sign up for it. You get a line, right? And by the way, none of this is endorsed. I just like using these programs. But this you can just take this line tool and then you can draw these upper and lower boundaries. So you grab the top one of the peak and you follow it to the next top of the peak. So you can see here, I got it zoomed to this peak right here, bottom peak, the bottom dip right there. And you can use that to kind of get a funnel, so to speak, that should keep things within the range. And now obviously if something happens where it goes above or below, you just adjust your range to see how that's going. And then you measure. You can see I've got these little marks already circled for you, but you look to see whether or not, how the challenge points are happening. So you can see we got a challenge point here. We've also got technically challenge points there, but it's more challenging this because we're above the 200-day average. The 200-day average shows that the average price over 200 days and pretty much essentially where it's at. Anytime the price goes above the 200-day average, you're basically going to have these moments of challenge where it's like, did we overspend? The computers and machines and the traders are going to be like, maybe this is too high. Let's go back down here. And then it's going to come back as, well, maybe we're doing pretty good. Maybe it is up here. Oh, no, too scary. And then it's going to come back down and it's go back up again. Let's try it again. And every time that they try to raise the price and challenge it a little bit more, it's like if you've ever tried to do a financial trade, you can put in whatever price. You can say, I'm going to sell. Let's just use the COMEX, right? Let's say you've got some silver, and you want to sell your holdings at like $200 above the ask. You want to sell to the moon, right? You want to sell it for $200 instead of 23. You can put that. Nobody's going to buy it, but you can put that. And that's the point, is that you can list it for that price, but it doesn't mean you're going to get it. And that's kind of what's happening here, is you get these little challenge points. That's why prices go up and down all the time, is you got buyers and sellers who are agreeing to purchase or agreeing to sell different rates as they fluctuate. And that's what all these, silver and gold is, as we're kind of following the spot price. It's the paper trading that's happening. Now, if you follow Silver Star Eagles, you'll get a lot more information and insight as to how completely manipulated this is. But at a very simplistic level, that's what's going on. We're just watching. We're following the paper trading advice. I did not mean for this to turn into a big, long expose on how stocks work, but hey, it's relevant. Let's move on. So here we can see with silver, what I'm kind of seeing is that it's looking like it's heading towards 26. Now, again, these are projections. They could completely change at any moment. So, but as of this recording right now, we are definitely on an upward trend, and I'm not seeing the corrections get to a point where if we see these two circles be at the same level, that's when I get worried and I'm like, okay, now we're coming back down. Because that's what we call the double top, or if it's on the bottom, it's a double bottom, and that's usually a pretty strong indicator that we're going the opposite direction very soon. But right now, we're seeing it higher than the previous one. So every time it challenges, if it gets a little higher, then it'll probably get a little higher the next time. But if it's lower or at, get ready to watch it come back down. So just something to look for. So that's what's going on in silver. Switching over to gold, you can see it's kind of got the same thing going on over here. You've got your challenge point here because we're above the 200-day. Challenge point here. Challenge point here. Again, we're still above each of the times. I'm seeing it staying kind of in this trajectory. Now it could, if this comes back down to here, then they expect it to kind of slope back downwards. But right now, that's not the trend we're seeing. We're seeing the trend going up in that general direction, which means our good friend, the GSR, the gold silver ratio, is, well, it's changing. So it's going to take more. Gold and silver are getting more closer in alignment as we're heading into 2023, and by February, we could see 70 ounces to 1 ounce of gold. Whereas right now we're at 84 ounces to 1 ounce of gold. So that's something to be looking at. Anyway, that's what I wanted to walk through on this video. Sorry this got a little long-winded, but hopefully you learned something out of it. And if you did, hit the like button on the way out. And if you like this content and think other people will be interested in seeing it, feel free to mention me on some other communities. Let's get this channel growing, and certainly would appreciate it. But anyway, really thank you for watching, and I'll see you again on the next video. Cheers.